Oke guys, kita lanjut ke game kedua ya, antara Geek Fam melawan RSG Philippines. Kita lihat aja guys ya. Irat pakai Lancelot, Vincent pakai yagesya. Lancelot prem sehari ya guys ya. Tapi ya kita lihat aja guys, apakah Irat nggak prem sehari?
Will Baloyski be able to recreate the same success we saw earlier? Because Hellcurt was very annoying, but now he doesn't have access to that. He does have a great hook though, so
it's gonna be interesting to see whether Geek
can make use of that overall. Because normally you would want your roamer to have a good amount of AoE, right, against a Loyi, and Franco is not that.
Hey.
Yeah, no.
Well,
as soon as we said that, the hook didn't really commit to this. Well, Aqua preemptively used the flicker to kind of back out to safety. So that's going to be a little bit points coming in here. But look at this, Iran getting very aggressive here, almost taking our boy down. So they is going to be able to back off for now. Another hook attempt coming from Baloyski, not connecting here. Nothing super crazy yet, but we do see attempts being made so far from both sides.
One of these is gonna land eventually, and it is going to be very exciting when it does. But until it does, it means that Geek Fam is not going to have a lot of that early game pressure. There were good movements earlier from both Aqua and a boy to make sure they weren't easily picked off from ganks. So the game is still gonna be proceeding without too much action.
Well, speaking of action here, who's saying, oh no, he's taking a little bit too much damage there. Kadera overcommits a little bit here. He's looking trying to go for the finish there, but he's a little bit trouble. Sidesteps his way through, but somehow he wins his gold lane for a little bit. Meanwhile, middle lane here, first blood in the hands of Aqua. RSGPH, they got the kill, and now here it comes. Divergent comes in right behind the back lines of Vincent. They are going to take the turtle and take the kill instantly, getting for a 2-for-1 special. In this case, a bang for a buck. Buy one, free one special.
And that's always going to be the scary part of playing against a Loyi. You never know where the diversion could show up. They used it to get behind Vincent, but they could have just as easily used it to gank Kadera up top. So there's always needs to be a way for Geek Fam to make sure they know where Aqua is going. And I'm not sure if they're going to have the resources to do so, especially with RSG feeling more comfortable now, even able to get that first blood in the mid lane.
Well, speaking of first blood right now, because Geek Fam, this feels like a repeat from game 1, right? Like RGPH, they were dominating the early game here. They're getting so much lane control and everything. It comes down to Baloyski making no space. But this time, Geek Fam forced to play default there. It's going to be a lot more pressure on Gobs to actually make this plays on this Masha. And so far, as you can see, Masha is actually struggling against Nebo right now.
It is to be expected somewhat here. Masha early game is not all that good, and Ruby is able to regen a lot of the poke that comes out anyway. Light, he has been teleported up here. Kadera, luckily, not going to play too aggro. I think he realizes something is amiss.
Well, so in this case, Vincent gonna continue their default plan here. Geek Fam just biting for time for now, but economy swing-wise, RGPH is starting to lead. Barely 4 minutes of the game, they're 1k ahead, and it may not be a big amount, but considering that this is the early game, that is pretty huge for RGPH.
We already know how important it is for this team to be able to snowball off that early game, so this start is already great for them, especially this time as well. Geek Fam doesn't have a hero like Moskov to be able to fall back to, right? Their gold lane is Roger, who scales pretty well in damage, but nowhere near to the level of a Moskov.
Oh no, here he comes. They go in for the fight as well. Baloyski gonna be first to fall. Vincent tries to buy a little bit more time here. We've got the Dominus Descent coming in, but they are able to trade only Aqua for Baloyski. So as of yet, Geek Fam, they're very happy with this trade. Nibor trying to extend the fight, but look at this, the Nightmare spawn is just so annoying. And finally Gobs joins the fight. He's all by himself. He can't seem to finish off Lights, but he's down towards 2 bars. He's gonna try to find Iran. He's gonna die. They secure the turtle for Geek Fam as well as getting a kill on Iran. RSGPH now, they're gonna try to extend the fight, but he saves our boy's life with the hook, but does he get out? No, he does not, but he forces Nibor to commit, and because of this, does he get punished? He's trying to do a lot more damage, but the hook for Baloyski continues. Aqua respawn, rejoins the fight, and says, no Geek Fam, no more for you.
I think Geek Fam could have afforded to leave that fight a little bit earlier because they were actually winning out quite handily there with Gauss being able to get Irad and the turtle in one fell swoop. Unfortunately, they forgot about Aqua's presence. Loyi does a lot more damage than just TPing people around. So if not for that, that would have been 100% Geek Fam victory.
Oh, they overextended their stay by a lot. And now with the Divergent coming in, I think the spawn links coming in from the Zaz actually scouted that Divergent play. And Geek Fam, they're just, once again, playing very safe here, not knowing where the rest of RGPH are. Vincent now getting caught up in two-man stun. Ifofensive connects on 2D, get completely blasted by Aqua. RSGPH continuing to go in for the catch. Kadera stuck under turret. He's going to get pulled back, but does he survive? No, he does not. Light will finish him off. And the global presence of RGPH starting to crack into the defense of Geek Fam right now.
And this is the problem with a hero like Franco nowadays, right? With so much aggression coming in from most teams and so much mobility to be able to move around the map together, you usually want to make sure your roam, or at least your main form of setup, has AoE to be able to deal with it. And Franco just does not provide that. Baloyski, he got a good hook into the tower, but then Nivor just does the same on multiple members.
Oh, what a save coming from Light. Nivor langsung mati lagi. No, they cannot, and one good hook is all they need. And Baloyski is able to find one before this third turtle. 5v4. No dominance descent so far from the side of Geek Fam, but they do have the Nightmare spawn. Do they secure the turtle once more? Yes, they do. Gobs throwing his body to the back lines. He wants to finish off Iran, and they find Iran again. And another hook from Baloyski.
Nice banget.
A hook by Geek Fam.
Boleh, yagesya balo guys.
They get not one, not two, but 3 heroes, as well as the turtle from the side of Geek Fam.
I think this series is demonstrating that Geek Fam are the masters of disruption in MLBB. They're so good at getting in your head, getting under your skin. RSG, they seemed like they had control of the turtle there, but Baloyski is just throwing out hooks left and right, actually picking people off. And Gobs, this Mashak really came out of left field for them. RSG was not prepared to deal with this sort of damage. Lance should be able to escape from most things, but not from that thunderclap.
You know, expect the unexpected, right? Like, after this hurdle fight here, usually you kind of back off and play a little bit safe, but look at how Gobs was just in the face of Iran, making sure that he cannot steal anything. But another beautiful hook from Baloyski is just so annoying to work with, because technically, again, common sense says that you take the turtle, we're too far off, we got, I would say, Gobs out to safety, we should back off. No! Geek Fam just says, you know what, I'm just gonna... Whee!
Where's the hold on, Divergent, a big one.
He needs to make a run for it, but they don't get the kill ontowards him as well. Baloyski getting stunned away by the yin-yang reactions here. He is going to be the first to fall, but at the same time, the dominance descent comes in, but it's not enough damage to punish this. So that's going to be a good jump from RSGPH. But look at
boy.
He finds our boy without his spell. He goes in for the dive. He executes him. And that's going to be 2-0. Meanwhile, Gobs is looking for Iran. Do they go for this? They don't have the numbers here. Well, Loyski just spawned, but they are going to lose a tier 2 for now.
I think that's fine for Geek Fam. It is acceptable losses considering everything. Hold on, Gobs is actually still waiting back there. Could find something maybe, but I think he wants Irad ideally.
Yeah, it's going to be tough here, but Gobs, he gets pulled back into this fight. He's got the help, but here comes the hook to catch onto his light. He is going to get bursted down here. Gobs flickers away. He's going to eventually fall to Aqua, but Geek Fam, they force a fight when you least expect it. They go for 1-for-1.
Damage eject masih kurang guys ya.
No, they're going for the fight as well. They go in behind and they find one. Our boy comes out of the spawn link and he will fall as well. Geek Fam, they lose the tempo.
Buset Baloy. Kelok Baloy. Tapi malah mati ya guys. Narik bencana guys guys. Narik bencana gak sih guys?
Geek Fam really just needs a harder front line here, which is surprising when they have Franco and Baxia. But they're really not surviving long enough due to the AoE damage coming out of Aqua. Despite the strong hooks from Baloyski, Geek Fam are having difficulty truly following up, especially when their team has been split apart. They need to make sure they're the ones dictating the tempo. And it is turning out that this game is a lot closer than we would have initially predicted.
Oh boy, this is smart. Finally, RSGPH finally.
Tapi Irat kalau udah dikasih panca sih ngeri kali guys memang guys ya.
When and where they want to fight. Wait for those outs up on our boy. Once he gets out, goes to the back lines and go in for the fight. In this case, now they're committing onto us. Gobs. Geek Fam says, we're sick of you right now. And RGPH just takes him out of the equation. Geek Fam just could not respond in time.
Yeah, there's a Loyi proving to be a lot bigger of an issue here. Abstract asked earlier, is global presence the thing? I think it might be.
Oh my goodness, Baloyski getting completely shredded by Aqua.
Nice banget. Kadera mati, Vincent, nice tipis. Aduh, Ijat mati guys. Tinggal Aboy doang sih. Tapi Gobs balik. Walah, tetap aja guys ya. Gobs. Aduh, nih warnya telat, tetap aja mati lah guys. Apakah ini yang dinamakan terlalu nafsu, bro?
The Crystal now exposed. RSG Philippines heavily in the advantage in terms of structures surviving. And we can see that the lack of AOECC or even damage from Geek Fam is really hurting them, because RSG feel completely safe to just mass diversion right in front of them, because they know there is nothing Geek Fam can do to actually punish.
Oh boy, this is just a back and throw game so far. Geek Fam somehow still manages to defend, but again, the damage has been done. They still have a little bit of hope here, but it's only a 5k network difference, so it's not that big of a difference now as the game progresses slowly into the later stage of the game. So it all comes down to that one big hook, or in this case, can they deal with those divergent plays from Aqua, because he is playing out of his mind this game.
Oh, speaking of, there it is once again.
Kadera.
No, conceal plays. Can they get him as well? No, they are going to try and buy it a little bit more time. We're able to find Kuse.
Like mati, buset ketarik.
And they're looking for a
triple. Gila, teleport bencana guys.
They have learned, and Gobs gets the triple.
Teleport bencana anjay.
They have to run for their lives, but they are looking to try and catch this off. But the tier 1 still stands. They won't be able to get out to safety. Geek Fam will only have to settle with 15 seconds left on the Lord. They need to get even more. They're stealing resources away from RSGPH. But again, was this all worth it? Because RSG, they're going to be responding. Offender comes in. They extend the fight. Irat, you cannot die here. They kill Gobs, but does he survive? No, he does not. He loses his life. But Geek Fam says it's enough. We have to leave. Aqua is back online. Divergent comes in. We need to reset this. Can they get out to safety? Vincent in trouble. Our boy walking back to his base as well. Baloyski gets completely stranded here. He is gonna fall to buy time for the rest of the members to come back online, and this is not looking good for Geek Fam. They overstayed their stay.
I have to say, all of that started in the fight outside of Geek Fam's base by Baloyski having a flicker bloody hunt into Winter's Crown. So there was no way for him to be CC'd out of the bloody hunt, thereby holding Kusi down until he could be finished off. A very nice interaction there from the newly revamped item. Geek Fam now going to be returning to contest the Lord. Diversion going to be scouted out here.
No way. He needs to get out. Gobs, he is on the second bar as well. 1.5 bar for the Lord. Do they get the reset? Yes, they do. So Geek Fam is able to hold on. But again, RSGPH, they need to catch Kadera and our boy. He's come to 50-50. Irat wins it.
Kalau Irat yang dapat guys ya.
For an all-out brawl. Nibor first to fall, and Geek Fam looking for a little bit more. Irat needs to run. He needs to back off. They cannot bleed a little bit too much here. Kadera takes a little bit too much damage. He sidesteps the Phantom execution. Baloyski with the flicker who does not connect. And Geek Fam says, okay, enough. Too much. Too much action for this one game. Too much.
We are seeing an incredible exchange of blows from RSG Philippines and Geek Fam right now. Neither team willing to give an inch. And Geek Fam showing that they are truly contenders despite a weaker early game presence.
Okay, here he comes. 3 of them so far, 3v5. The rest of the teams are grouping up slowly here. The nightmarish spawn is slowly delaying the Lord push, but Geek fam, they have to clear it out quickly here. Aqua, 3-man catch coming in as well.
Vincent,
Nightmarish spawn is going to be outside to buy a little bit more time to zone them out, and because of this, they will be able to safely defend against this Lord. Meanwhile, next tier 3 assault coming in. RSGPH, do they commit? It seems like they can't really do too much here. They have to clear the minions. RSGPH will take it down. Poke doesn't connect for Boloyski. That means RSGPH is coming in. Geek fan waiting for the right moment. The hook once more does not connect.
Yeah, this is a very tense situation right now. RSG
Ponsil, bro.
get every single inhibitor.
Dapat banyak nih bro, gelo.
Catch coming in from the Ruby here as well. Geek fam to take so much damage.
Vincent.
They completely crumble. Vincent
Wah,
also
gelo sih, guys.
falling. 2v5 against the wall. Kadera is trying
Wah,
his best.
udah sih bang. Alah, iratnya mati guys, tapi base-nya best bang. Nah, udah guys ya. Game kedua diamankan RSG Philippines cuy. Buset. Kenapa cuy? Kenapa lu bang? Kenapa bang? Oke lah ya, kita lanjut ke game ketiga cuy, penentuan guys ya. Bye bye.